Welcome to part 24. We are still looking for heart pieces, so let's do this. Star Island in Quadrant B1. The gimmick with this island is that there are boulders on each corner, and if you blow them up, different things happen. For example, if you blow up one of the boulders, one of the big ones, you will get a blue choo-choo that you can kill and collect its jelly. Some you get rupees. One boulder, I believe, if you blow it up, it will summon a horde of mini blends that will attack you for some reason or another. And there is one big boulder that you do need to blow up, and it has a hidden hole for us to go down and kill a bunch of enemies in order to get a heart piece. And yes, there is another wilted Deku tree here. And don't worry, we will help the Koroks with their problem at the end of this video. Anyway, I might as well go ahead and read you the Fishman's comment. I hear that somewhere out in the wide world is an arrow that can freeze anything. With an arrow like that, you can even freeze that nasty monster in the Forsaken Fortress. For a while, anyway. But then, what would you do with a frozen monster, you say? Good question, Fry. Why, I'd say you give that thing a whack and watch it shatter into teeny tiny pieces. Yep. That's good to know. That's actually some pretty sound advice. Freeze an enemy and whack it with the hammer. So yeah. Anyway, going down this hole right here, we will go up against a horde of enemies. First of all, a set of Magtails, and we haven't seen these guys since Dragon Roost, and we will be seeing a lot more of them later on in this video. And essentially, after you kill all the Magtails, it will bring out Bokoblins that are carrying Boko sticks, and then afterwards, it will be a pair of Bokoblins that have swords and shields. And afterwards, a pair of Moblins. And after we kill the Moblins, we can get our heart piece and get out of here. Now, as far as I know, this is the only place of this type that you fight enemies in order to get a heart piece. Otherwise, you would fight them to get, I believe, a treasure chart in some instances, or a large amount of rupees in other sets, like 100 or 200, I believe. I lost count. So, yeah. And I get a little reckless because, again, I'm getting a lot of heart pieces, I'm getting more health, and I have a bunch of healing items on me. I still have the two fairies from Dragon Roost and Forest Haven that I have not used yet. And I still have Granny's Soup, which, believe it or not, I'm still on my first helping. That's incredible. Are we done yet? Double knockout. Of course, I still win because I have more health. Although, realistically, I should have been wearing the hero's charm, you know, the item I got from Mrs. Marie. But, oh well, maybe some other time. And with that, with all the enemies dead, we get our heart piece, and we are done with this area for now. And now, Six-Eyed Wreath in Quadrant D4. I'm going there because there's a submarine and that has a heart piece, and we all know the drill. Kill the enemy, get the ladder, get the heart piece. I might as well go ahead and read off the Fishman's comment. They've got a shop over there on Windfall Island. A nice outdoor shop. Did you know that, Small Fry? Yes, I do. And that shop, they've got really fine safe that looks to be brimming full with riches. And they leave it sitting outside day and night. I tell you, one of these days, that thing is going to get hauled off by a thief. Mark my words, Fry. Of course, if I were to find a thief in the act of thieving, I'd stop the perpetrator right there and catch the rat red-handed. I'm sure if I did, the owner of the shop would thank me. Yeah, he'd be happy. That would be the honest thing to do. And we've already did that. Yep, a couple of videos ago. Oh yeah, let you know, I've actually off-screen went into the Six-Eyed Wreath, I mean, And I will explain more about how the reefs around the Great Sea work, because my next destination, I will actually go inside a reef, because the treasure chest that I will be salvaging that contains a heart piece is actually inside, and I figured it'd be the best way to explain that whole reef system and see it in action. So yeah, all moblins dead. I'm collecting their rupees because, again, thanks to my recent escapades of buying things, I'm a bit low on cash, so every bit helps. And with that, just climb up the ladder, get the heart piece, and we can leave this place. Yay, I get a new heart. I'm now up to 15. Three-eyed reef and quadrant A4. Now, I'll go ahead and read the fishman's comment before I explain this place. I met a really weird guy on the island due east of here. He had a pack on his back hugger than any pack I've ever seen. I mean, it was B.I.G. Fry. He said he was looking for treasure, but what does he expect to find in a place like that? I tell you, the guy is completely obsessed. And of course, we're talking about the merchant, the Goron merchant from Great Ball Isle. Oh, and here's a brief little hint. If you decide to play a little around with these guys, take out the Deku leaf, blow it directly at them, and their hats will briefly flop open to reveal their heads. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, I'm here at Three-Eyed Reef, and the goal here is there are cannon boats and wall-mounted cannons inside, and what we have to do is we are going to go inside and bomb them all. Destroy every single one of the cannons inside. And when we do, a treasure chest will appear on one of the pillars of the reef. And afterwards, you can go up along the wall, get to the highest point, set your wind at a certain direction, and Deku glide over and collect your treasure chest. So, yeah. And there are a grand total of 6 reefs, starting from Cyclops Reef, yeah, Cyclops, then 2-eyed, 3-eyed, all the way to 6-eyed. And like I said earlier, I've actually been to 6-eyed Reef because I was actually rupee grinding, and one of the treasure charts was inside, like one of the treasures was actually inside the reef, so I had to go in, kill everything in order to successfully fish out the treasure chest. So yeah. Anyway, this place can be a little tricky if you can't maneuver your boat properly. I mean, the only thing that will really give you trouble in these kind of places are the cannon boats, but thankfully there's only one patrolling inside the reef area. I mean, the cannons, mounted on the pillars, they're not much of a threat if you keep your distance. And of course, after you destroy them all, you'll be free to get the treasure chart on top of one of the pillars. And that beam of light, the marker that indicates that there is a treasure chest nearby, that's the piece of heart that I want to get. So, anyway, to save some time, I'm going to speed things along so that I will get both the heart piece and the treasure chest, which contains a treasure chart on one of the pillars. So, enjoy. And we're off to Stonewatcher Island in Quadrant C5. Actually, I'm just going to go to the platform that's nearby because it too has a heart piece. And what you have to do is destroy all of the cannons that surround this platform. So yeah. Anyway, there are platforms throughout the Great Sea that can give you a whole bunch of rewards depending on what kind of platform it is. Some of them give out rupees when you kill all the enemies. Some of them give out treasure charts, spoils such as joy pendants and skull necklaces, that kind of thing. And pretty much what you have to do is pretty much climb the ladder, kill all the enemies. Sometimes there are bokoblins. Some platforms contain wizrobes. And yeah, basically kill everything and go up and claim the prize. Now again, in this case here, I pretty much had to take out every single cannon, and I actually went up here earlier to kill the bokoblins and get a chest that has 20 rupees. But again, you have to kill every single one of these cannons to make the treasure chest that has the heart piece appear. So, yeah. And, of course, if you destroy every cannon on the platform, it doesn't give you a prize every single time. I mean, it's one of those things that you have to look up on a guide or something, and that's kind of lame, don't you think? I mean, do you have to look something up like that? And, to be honest, I did look up a guide because I forgot that this heart piece was at this location. And I'm not going to read the Fishman information on this area because I will come back to Stonewatcher Island at a later time for something very important. And, yeah. Alright, getting the heart piece, and then we're going to move on to get another one in a more interesting and difficult location. And that would be Bomb Island. We've been here numerous times during the whole trading sequence with the Goron Merchant here. And it would make sense that a Goron merchant would set up shop here because this island is shaped like a bomb, and the bomb reminds the Goron of the Goron special crop kind of thing, you know what I'm saying, back at Death Mountain. Which reminds me, why did the Gorons leave Death Mountain, or which eventually became Dragon Roost, if the theories are correct, if it stayed well above the ocean during the Great Flood? Maybe they can't swim? But then, of course, why are there 3 of them? I don't pretend to understand the logic. Anyway, what you want to do here on Bomb Island is, again, blow up this big boulder right here, and it will reveal a hidden hole for us to go down. And once again, we're going to have to solve whatever puzzle it presents itself. So let's do this. Now, remember that puzzle in Dragon Roost? You know, the one that we had to pretty much stun a Magtail and use the stunned Magtail as a kind of as a stepping block to press down the switch so that we can get a boss key. Well, this place takes the concept and runs with it, and it can get pretty annoying if you screw up. So yeah, you're essentially going to have to take the Magtail while stunned, place it on this pressure switch to unseal the door. This wouldn't be so much as a problem as the Magtail will stun itself, and there's another one that can really screw you over. Yeah. But eventually, when you do put the stunned Magtail on the switch, we can move on to the next room, which can be frustrating. That's the appropriate word, frustrating. And again, this is all for a heart piece. I tell you, the way of getting these heart pieces, the difficulty levels. Anyway, what you want to do here, you want to carefully make your way across this narrow path, and if you slide off, you will get burned, and you will have to start over. So, yeah, try not to rush it in this case. And what you're trying to do here is step on the switch, and it will put out 2 fires that will allow you to get to the main platform in this room. See, there they go. Now at this point, if you want to move things along, you can get into the lava, and you'll reappear in front of the door right there. But for some reason or another, I didn't. But hey, I'm a cautious guy. Sometimes. Yeah. Anyway, eventually, when we do make it to the big platform up there, we will have 2 more magtails. And what we have to do is, there are 2 switches that we have to press, but they are covered in fire. So guess what? We have to stun more magtails, toss them through the fire onto the switches, and when both switches are pressed, that's when the fire around the treasure chest containing the heart piece will go away, and we can claim our heart piece. And again, it's hard to stun these things, especially since you try to get one and another is right behind you, ready to pinch it. And here's another thing: even when you stun it, if it goes into the lava while stunned, it will immediately revive itself because it loves the heat or something. I mean, they are made of fire; it's probably their home. And then, of course, there's the occasional you toss them when you manage to stun them and get them into the switch, but you miss for some reason or another. See, like right here, for example, I toss it, but my angle was off, and I completely miss. And then, of course, eventually I do manage to get the first switch for some reason. And, yeah, just make sure you get a nice center angle, let it bounce off, hit the switch, and that takes care of the first one, so now we have 1 more. Now, that was supposedly the harder of the 2 because it required you to do a couple of bounce off one platform into the other, and okay. But honestly, I found the easier looking one more difficult. Well, for one reason, as I tried to stun the things and toss them at the switch, I missed. Yeah, I actually missed twice before I managed to get it a 3rd time. And you'll see here in a moment how terrible this thing is. First of all, I have to see, it's a little hard to get these things to stun, especially using the sword. I mean, I suppose there are other ways you could try it, but I kind of forgot at the time. Alright, here we go. I pick this thing up, take it over to what is supposedly the easy switch. I toss it right inside, and it missed. Try again. Missed again. But thankfully, the 3rd time's the charm. And yeah, managed to step on the switch, and we are done. Woohoo! So go up there, claim the heart piece, and we can get out of here. This is ridiculous. To do all that for a heart piece? I mean, is people... Am I turning you off to getting these heart pieces by doing all these tasks and complaining about them? Seriously. I mean, sure, having more health is important, but at the same time, could we make it... I mean, this game has some easy factors to it. I mean, if you're just a cautious player, I'm sure people out there can beat this thing, and I don't know, pretty much all the hearts from the bosses alone. So, yeah. This is ridiculous. I mean, going through all that just to get a heart piece. I suppose they want to, you know, make a variety and stuff, but yeah, and speaking of variety, the next heart piece that we're going to get, well, let's just say that the time has come that we are going to finally help the Koroks with their wilting tree problem. Blech. So let's help them out. If you talk to one of the Koroks throughout the Great Sea, they will pretty much explain the situation. I pretty much chose the one here at Great Fish Isle for convenience sake. Anyway, they are going to explain that their plan to spread the forest has hit a snag, and that their trees are wilted, withered, and all that stuff. And they suspect that their fellow Koroks are having the same problem. So, of course, if one of the trees wither and die, all will wither and die. And of course, they will suggest that we go back to Forest Haven and get special water that will allow the trees to grow properly. You know, the one that's inside the main chamber with the Deku tree. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to go throughout the Great Sea and help these guys out. And first of all, I will show you where to get the water. Now make sure you actually go inside Forest Haven and get this water right here. And because when you do, this water is essentially magical and infinite for about 20 or so minutes. And afterwards it will turn to plain old ordinary water, and this little side quest will fail. So let's get started. First, sail west from Forest Haven to Cliff Plateau Isles in Quadrant G6. Because it's considered the more lengthy place to get to the withered tree. By that I mean we have to go through a hidden hole on one of the smaller islands in order to get to the taller isle where the withered tree is. So I recommend going here first. And I'm going to go ahead and read the Fishman comments. Hey, Small Fry, do you know about the Nintendo Gallery? The only way in there is to hit a switch that's way up high on the Forest Haven. But the only way to do that would be to bribe one of the gulls by putting a little bait on your head. Okay. Yeah. Good to know. Anyway, by going down this hole, we have to pretty much travel all the way to get to another exit. And these things right here, these things I'm on, you can actually move it using your Deku Leaf, but I don't, because right now we are on a time limit, and again, 20 minutes, and the water that I have in possession will turn into ordinary water. The mission will fail. And by the way, folks, any tree that you have watered with this magic water, any of those that you pretty much watered but failed to water the rest, they will wither again. They will pretty much go back into their ugly state, and we have to do this whole side quest all over again. So it's best to do this in one try, but don't worry, I will show you where to go. And of course, you have to kill the Boko Baba that will produce the Baba Bud that will allow us to get up to the upper area. In fact, it will be this one coming up, right here. And of course, there'll be a beam blocking it, and of course, use your fire arrows to burn the beam. And what we have to do is use your Deku Leaf and glide all the way over to this where the beam was. Now here's the thing with this. Depending on how high you initially leap and unleash your Deku Leaf, you can just miss it by a hair or just make it. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. Oh, and that treasure chest surrounded by those thorns, that's a joy pendant, and at this point I no longer need joy pendants. I pretty much in fact, I'm pretty much done with my spoils. So I pretty much got all my rewards for the most part. And then of course, let's try this again. Now, here we go. Let's do this. And look, just like that, I made it. Yeah, we have to do all this just to reach the one tree up top. So again, do this one first to save some time later on. And as you see here, I pour the water on it, and the tree spawns. It gets all nice and better. And again, if we fail, the tree will go back to being pink and withered. Now, here I am showing the I'm showing you the remaining locations and what to do to get there. And here's the thing: when you get to the last tree, it will pretty much expand and grow until it's like nice and big, and it will produce a heart piece for you. So there. And here's what I'm going to do, folks. I'm going to end this video right here on this nice little montage, because it's pretty much me doing the exact same thing over and over and over. And yeah, so I will leave it here, and in part 25 I will continue onwards to get more heart pieces. And, folks, I will actually move on with actual plot, believe it or not. Yes, actual plot-related instances. So, with that, see you later.